With our heroes having to come to the conclusion in gathering their teammates for the Tournament of Power, Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter number 32 reveals new information and leaked images in regards to Goku recruiting Frieza for the Tournament of Power, alongside additional information as our heroes begin to head off into the world of Void. So buckle up and hold on to your Dragon Balls, because we're going to be diving into the latest Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter number 32 leaks next. If you guys like the Dragon Ball content that I provide on this channel, then make sure you guys punch that subscribe button with notifications enabled to be the first to receive all the latest in Dragon Ball content and be a part of the Dragon Ball squad. And also don't forget to follow me on these social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, to stay connected with me at all times. Hashtag Dragon Ball Squad. Thank you so very much for your support. Now let's begin. With Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter number 32 on the horizon, we have some brand new leaked images and showcasing what exactly is going to be transpiring in this upcoming manga, as this is going to be the finale of the recruitment process as we all begin to head into the world of Void, as we start off Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter number 32 in what seems to resemble planet Sadala, but it looks like the first person we actually get a glimpse of is Kaba, and Kaba seems to be in this remote, desolate place. We don't exactly know where he is, but as we transition into the next image here, we get to see a group of Saiyans having to travel, and the first person they come across is Caulifla. So very interestingly enough, we don't really know as to what she's doing here. As seen in the show, Caulifla was first introduced inside of some sort of a warehouse, but here it looks like she's outside. As interestingly enough, it looks like we are on planet Sadala, as some of the planet Sadala army soldiers pass through Caulifla's turf, which pretty much results in her having to put a halt in where these Saiyans are going. So it looks like Caulifla actually owns some turf on planet Sadala. It doesn't really specify as to where, but she definitely owns a bit of property in which she doesn't want anyone else to pass through. As we transition into the next shot here, as we bear witness to Super Saiyan Kaba, in which he looks absolutely wonderful in terms of shading, in terms of the overall artwork, and it looks like Kaba is going to be confronting some of the Saiyans or members of Caulifla's squad, because if you look closely over by the edges, it looks like Kaba is confronting the exact same people we saw on screen just now, standing behind Caulifla as she puts a stop to the Saiyan army soldiers from passing through her turf. As we go on and transitioning into the next shot here, we finally have our very first glimpse of Kale. Now there's nothing really interesting about Kale other than the idea that the recruitment process for the Universe 6 Saiyans is going to be much different than how we saw in the anime. As we transition into the next shot here, and we finally get to see Frieza in Hell. Now it's specified according to Herms98 on Twitter that this is Frieza's personal hell. So it looks like every single individual that goes to Hell has their own personalized version as to what it would be. So this is what Frieza's Hell actually looks like, as we get to see him being surrounded by teddy bears and fuzzy little rabbits, and as we get to see Goku's feet show up out of the blue, Frieza still envisions himself as dreaming because he cannot believe that Goku is down in Hell with him. So interestingly enough, we have ourselves the first ever look of what Frieza is going to look like in the overall manga chapter, as we transition into the next shot here, and Goku and Frieza look to be very battle damaged. So we can only assume that in this manga chapter, they're going to be fighting, unlike in the anime, to where when they first arrived and meeting up with everybody, they didn't really have any sort of scratch on them. So the reason why everyone is so surprised is because Goku initially tries to go off and recruit Yamcha, but along the way, and not telling anybody, Goku changes his mind and recruits Frieza instead. Now we get to see, based on everyone's reaction, nobody seems to be, you know, kind of pleased on seeing Frieza other than Krillin. Krillin seems to have a smile on his face while everyone else seems to be very shocked, which, notably enough, Goku said he was gonna go recruit Yamcha, and instead he brings Frieza. Now as we transition into the next shot here, we get to see how, once again, similar to the anime, everyone's holding hands with the exception of Frieza. So Frieza is the only person that really doesn't want to hold anyone's hand, and I find that very interesting because that just goes to show that Frieza really doesn't want to be a team player in assisting Beerus and assisting Goku. As we transition into the next shot here, in seeing Android 17, 18, Kuririn, Master Roshi, Vegeta and Shinhan, Piccolo, and Gohan. Now what's interesting about Gohan is if you look at the way he's dressed, it looks like he's actually wearing Piccolo's outfit. I could be wrong, but I am only basing this off of his outfit. Now if you look at Gohan's shoes, he looks like he's wearing the exact same outfit and shoes that he did when he fought against Perfect Cell. So I don't really know if this is going to be Gohan's traditional gi or not. It could be the exact outfit that we saw him rock with Piccolo during the Cell games, or it could be in fact maybe his traditional orange gi, we don't really know. But judging based on his shoes, I'm only assuming that Gohan is going to be rocking Piccolo's outfit instead of the traditional gi that he normally wears, because even during the gathering picture as seen once again on screen, if you look at Goku's outfit and you look at Gohan's outfit, it looks very, very different. So that's very interesting to see as we transition into the next shot here, the final shot in which Bulma pretty much says, "We're counting on you," very similar to the anime as everyone takes off and heading off into the world of Void, as this is the final chapter in manga chapter number 32, which is interesting because manga chapter number 33 in February is going to showcase the beginning of the Tournament of Power. So post your comments down below, guys. What are your overall thoughts on Goku having a fight against Frieza? What are your overall thoughts on Gohan rocking different gi? Because it is apparent that he looks like he's rocking something very different as opposed to his father. And what are your overall thoughts on Caulifla having to be on planet Sadala, interrupting the Saiyans from traveling through her turf, and then seeing Kaba approach seemingly her people and transforming into a Super Saiyan? Post your comments down below, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to go on ahead and smash that subscribe button with all notifications enabled. What are your overall thoughts on the possibility of seeing Kale become a Super Saiyan, Caulifla become a Super Saiyan? Because it looks like, according to this manga chapter, depending on how long it is, we may or may not see Kaba training the Universe 6 Saiyans alongside Gohan having to receive his own training via Piccolo and fighting Goku, because with Goku having to go out there and recruiting Frieza, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a very easy task to go about, because Frieza is Frieza, and I do believe that in this manga chapter, Frieza is going to display his raw ruthlessness in challenging Goku and having that definitive fight, because according to what we saw, Frieza is very injured. He's bleeding from his legs. I mean, obviously Goku's gi is torn, he's bleeding from his forehead, so we can only assume that one of the treatments as to Frieza agreeing to join is maybe him having to fight Goku in hell. Something definitely happens involving Frieza and Goku, and we don't really know either if we have any information about the Universe 9 Assassins having to come through and fight both Goku and Frieza at the exact same time, which I do believe they are going to retcon the overall concept of the Universe 9 Assassins having to arrive, because the manga chapter can only hold so much, because at the very end, we do have confirmation that they officially leave with Whis into the world of Void, so we don't really have an extension as to what's going to happen involving the Universe 9, assassins, as to what's going to happen between Kaba, Kale, and Caulifla, if, we're gonna have Kale reveal her Super Saiyan Berserk transformation, if Kale even knows about what the Super Saiyan Berserk transformation is, and the same adaptation applies to Caulifla as to where she stands as a fighter. So either way, guys, post your comments down below. I will be covering the entirety of this manga chapter on this channel once the official English scans are revealed, so make sure you guys tune back on for that. I do have various other surprises dropping later as well, so you guys may not want to miss out on that. Thank you all so much for watching. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you guys down in the comment section below. Take it easy, everybody. Cue my outro, bitch.